nice day to die, or maybe live a little longer. In this tutorial, you control a group of Skaven who are scavenging for resources in the quayside area of Mordheim. As they scatter to search the empty barns and ruined warehouses, a group of mutants bearing the flag of the Cult of the Possessed appear in sight. Learn the basics of combat to survive this ambush. A new round has started.
Character movement. Move the character using the left stick up. You're gonna point everything out. The circle around the warrior determines where it can move with one strategy point. Each time your warrior crosses the circle will cost 1 extra SP. Points are spent only when action is confirmed or when the warrior engages an enemy. Crossing a circle leaves a movement flag to show where a SP was spent. Walking over these flags will return the SP and cancel the movement performed. What that means, okay? When a warrior has no actions left to take, use the end turn point action. Doing so will remove any remaining strategy points, but all action points will remain available to counterattacks until the warrior's next turn. You can always press B to access the end turn action when no actions are selected. Counterattacking. During an enemy's turn, if one of your warriors is attacked in melee, you may have the option to perform a counterattack. This is only possible if your warrior has enough offense points remaining and has a melee weapon equipped. The action must be confirmed by pushing A. Threat zone and melee attacks. When a warrior enters a threat zone represented by red circle around enemies, movement is automatically stopped and the warrior becomes engaged in melee combat. The warrior can now attack any engaged enemy. The cost of the attack and offense points will vary based on the weapon used. For example, two-handed weapons will cost 2 OP for the first attack. Then the cost will increase by 1 for each consequent attack. To attack, select the action attack and click A. Initiative ladder. At the top of the screen is the initiative ladder. It lets you know in which order warriors will take action during the combat round, and is based on each warrior's initiative attribute. Initiative is calculated using the following: the warrior's alertness statistics, skills, and equipped weapons and armor along with their enhancements. Other factors such as traps or enemy skills / spells could influence the initiative of the warrior. Initiative is recalculated at the start of every combat round after everyone has played their turn. athletic actions. In many locations, warriors will have the option to perform athletic action. Climb, leap, or jump down at the cost of one strategy point by pressing A. When performing one of these actions, an agility test will be taken. Failing the test will cause the warrior to fall and receive damage. If an ally is in the landing zone, it will move. If an enemy is in the landing zone, it will be moved and a bonus will be granted to the warrior for its next offensive action. Where am I going? Oh. Well, if I cross this though, where's my strategy point? I don't see it. Where would that be at? Oh, I see. It's down here. Range attacks. Warriors equipped with a ranged weapons can shoot enemies from a distance if they have enough offense points, 3 in this case. Once a ranged weapon has been fired, the warrior must reload it at the cost of strategy points before being able to shoot again. The reload cost starts at 2 SP and increases by 1 for any reload action taken during the turn. Critical hits. Melee and range attacks have the chance to become critical hits. Critical hits always deal the maximum potential damage and ignore the armor absorption of the target. The accuracy statistic of the attacker provides a bonus to critical chance of damage. Critical hits also apply an open wound stackable debuff on the target. The debuff lasts until the end of the battle, reducing the warrior's offense and strategy points by 1. And increasing the chance it will gain a long-term injury after the battle if it falls out of action. Critical hits also have a chance to stun the target. Some targets cannot defend themselves, making them easier to hit, more prone to suffer additional critical hits. Well, Warrior's wound reaches 0, falls to the ground, becomes out of action, will no longer be able to act during this fight. After the current combat round, out of action warriors will retreat to the battleground with their weapons and armor, abandoning their backpacks and its content, which can be looted by anyone. At the end of the fight, out-of-action warriors have a chance to suffer from permanent injuries or even death. In the case of defeat, out-of-action warriors also has a chance of losing their weapons. The items left unclaimed on the battlefield will be lost. Control zone. Similar to the threat zones of enemies, allies have control zones, represented by a blue circle, which prevent friendly warriors from standing too close to each other. However, it is possible to pass through an ally's control zone, as long as the warrior can finish its movement outside of it. No action can be taken from inside an ally's control zone. What do you want? Come on up. You didn't even go up. Oh, you might boo-boo, you might pee-pee? Good girl. Let's get you a little something. Always begging for something. Non-stop. Strategy view. The battlefield can be viewed from above by opening the strategy view with the right stick button. Location of allies, wood, stone points, and treasure points will always be displayed. The map will also reveal the position of enemies visible by one of your allies. And it will display the last known position of enemies that are no longer visible, labeled as a question mark. The card of each warband is always visible and will always serve as a deployment point. Where's Gorbite now? Where is he? Oh, it's up here. What's next?
A new round has started.
Beacons. While in the strategy view, open the right stick button. Up to 5 beacons can be placed by pressing A to help you navigate the treacherous streets of Mordheim. These beacons will display a tall beam of colored light while navigating Mordheim to help you find where you aim to go. To remove a beacon, place the cursor with the strategy view and press A. Both carts have a beacon activated by default and can be turned off in the option menu by pressing, which opens by pressing Start. What was that card? I don't see our card. Okay, look how big this map is. Oh. Jesus fucking Christ, it's never over. All right. Congratulations, you completed this tutorial. You can continue to practice what you've learned. Go back to the menu. Pressing start. I'll just continue. I can't even. So once you're stuck in battle, you can't get out. How come I can't attack him? Die in the next turn. Counter attack, please. Nice. What? Okay, that's it. can't get out? Oh, there we go. Let's go. Combat tactics.
You take control of a mercenary group seeking to plunder what's left of the riches stashed in a corner of the merchant's district. As the search goes on, it soon becomes clear as to why the ruins haven't yet been plundered when your warband is ambushed by the Sisters of Sigmar. Master the lessons of this tutorial to survive their onslaught. A new round has started.
Mordheim is eerie, and its many alleys and streets confuses even the most seasoned warriors. Only the positions of enemies that are visible to one of your warband warrior will be displayed on the map in strategy view. As soon as enemy is out of sight, it will vanish, and its behavior will remain unknown until it can be seen again. Unknown enemies will be displayed as question marks in the initiative ladder, and their last known location will be available in the strategy view as a question mark as well. Jesus. Multiple targets. When there are multiple targets available for action, they can be circled through with the right shoulder and left shoulder after the action is selected. This is true when there are multiple out-of-combat actions available as well, such as athletic actions or loot actions. Okay. That's how to race. But I can't attack her now. Why can't I attack her? Oh. What happens if I want to attack her? So you can't choose who you can attack. Fine. Jesus. Dodge and parry. To increase their survival chances, warriors can use defensive combat stances. Each type of stance provides a different benefit, and they all end the warrior's turn when used. The base stance is a dodge stance, available to most warriors, and the parry stance requires a parrying weapon such as a shield or sword. These base stances both cost 2 SP. While using one of these stances, the warrior will automatically try to dodge or parry the next successful melee attack it suffers. At the beginning of the warrior's next turn, or after a dodge or parry attempt has been made, the base stance effect is lost. Parrying successfully also reduces the cost of counterattack performed in response by 1 OP. Yoshi? What are you doing? explain to me about the stances after I completed the actions. Left shoulder, right shoulder cycle through actions available for the active warrior as strategy and offense points diminish, or as targets get closer or farther in range. The options available in the cycle window will vary as well. Aim and range factors. Instead of performing a normal shoot attack, warriors can use the aim action at the cost of 2 SP and 2 OP. Aim increases the chance to hit by 20% and critical hit chance by 5%. Other variables can modify the chance to hit for ranged weapons. The shooter is more elevated than the target is behind partial cover, walls, furniture, allies, enemies, etc. The target is wearing a shield, the target is engaged in melee combat. Delaying, making a warrior wait before its next turn is often a viable strategy. Instead of wasting a turn doing nothing, the warrior can perform a delay action at the cost of 1 SP to slide further down in the initiative ladder by 3 positions. The warrior will then resume its turn with the amount of points it had left. Delay cannot be used if the warrior is the last on the initiative ladder. Surprise attacks. Warriors can use offensive combat stances to surprise moving enemies. Each type of stance provides a different benefit, and they all end the warrior's turn when used. The base offensive stances are: ambush requires a melee weapon. In this stance, a warrior will charge and attack an enemy that enters into its charge range, typically equal to 1 movement range. The successful ambush inflicts a debuff that reduces hit chance by 10% for any counterattack performed in response. Overwatch requires a ranged weapon. In this stance, a warrior will fire at the enemy that enters its firing range based on the ranged weapon equipped. These stances both cost 2 OP and will cause the enemy's movement to be committed and triggered. Where's my ambush option? Ambush option, what's going on? Ambush action. I don't see no ambush action. Charging attack. When an enemy is 1 movement range of the warrior, charge action becomes available, allowing the warrior to dash forward and attack the enemy. Charge costs 3 OP and requires a melee weapon. It can be used to close the distance to an enemy, even with no SP remaining. Charging has a minus 10% hit chance, but 50% increased damage. Successful charge inflicts a debuff that reduces hit chance by 10% for any counterattack performed in response. That's like a lot. Okay, I guess I take it they want me to attack that guy over there. Running around, what the fuck is going on? It didn't even hit. Some bullshit. The guy was down here. On the left? Oh, can't even jump down there. Oh shit. Ambush. Try to ambush me. Ouch. Potential range targets. A warrior equipped with ranged weapons will see red arrows around its feet, pointing towards valid targets to shoot. As the warrior moves and the potential targets fall in and out of sight, the arrows will appear and disappear. Red arrows. Hey Leon, how's it going? Stance symbols. Any warriors who is still in a valid stance will have a visual effect around its feet to reflect that they are ready to perform an action. Allies will also display an icon above their head to help you keep track of stances taken. Enemy warriors will not display the stance icon. Of course not. By the way, I have a new mic set up now. It's from my cam, so waiting for 4 to roll around. What time is it now? So you have 2 more hours? Working late night today? Oh, I was gonna ask if the mic sounds okay. If it's audible, at least. Because I really like the setup, so the mic is not like right here in front of me. But I'm not sure if people can really hear me. Sounds good? Okay. Because I think yesterday Dan was in the room and I said something to him and then he just left. But I was also playing audio surf, so you know how that goes. Let's see here. But he came back a little later though. I should go this way. Oh, he's right there. Oh, dang. Perception. Do a dodge stance. Yeah, she's gonna come this way. Dodge it.
A new round has started.
He's dead. disengage and flee. When a warrior wants to retreat from close combat with an enemy, it has two options. It can do so safely by using the disengage action at the cost of 1 SP and 2 OP, carefully moving back from the enemy by a few meters. The warrior can flee costing only 1 SP, but grants each engaged enemy with melee weapons a speed attack. The warrior will then run a fair distance from the opponent. Both options can only be attempted if there is sufficient space behind them. Some warriors are very bold and will never have the disengage or flee option. More information can be found in the warrior's perks info when out of combat. Why are you coming this way? Oh shit. Alright, so we'll do... Where's the dodge option? I mean, run away. I don't have the option. Guess we're just gonna switch weapons. Jesus. Dodge that bitch. Switching weapons. Every warrior can carry up to 2 sets of weapons. You can change your active weapon set during combat by using the switch weapon action at the cost of 2 SP and 1 OP. Jesus. Oh my god. Achievement unlocked, now you know. Yeah. Alright. Advanced combat tactics.
Despite the violence of the comet's impact on Mordheim, the Temple of Sigma remained mostly unscathed, and the valiant Sisters of Sigma certainly had a protective influence in keeping the sacred grounds unspoiled. Once again, the Sisters are set to defend the temple's perimeter, when a band of Skaven strikes swiftly. Learn new actions to defeat the Skaven and protect the sanctity of the temple. A new round has started.
Perception of danger. Mordheim is a city rife with danger, by ambushing enemies with deadly traps, which are an extension of the chaos that has spread through the city. Warriors can perform a perception action at the cost of 1 SP to highlight threats and interactive objects nearby until the end of their turn. As the warrior moves, new threats and objects in range will be highlighted. The warrior also gains 15% chance to resist triggered trap. Effects until next turn. Can you do anything about the trap? No, can't. Charge that motherfucker. Parry. Dodge stance. Character information panels. A multitude of effects called buffs or debuff can affect your warriors during combat and are listed in an information panel that can be reached by pushing. It can be reached by pushing? Pushing what? affect your warriors during combat and listed information panel. You can also access the warrior's resistance information by pushing or access the warrior's statistics and alternate weapon sets by pushing. I guess they don't know what it is that we're supposed to be pushing. These windows can be hidden or displayed at will and cycled through using the D-pad left. Information on selected enemies will also be displayed. When a warrior uses a skill or spell that has a duration of 1 turn or more, it will apply a buff, beneficial effect, or debuff, detrimental effect, on the target. The duration of these buffs/debuffs is based on the skill user's turns, and not the target's turn. Should the skill user move up or down in the initiative ladder, it will reduce or extend the duration of applied buffs or debuffs. If the skill user is put out of action, the buffs or debuffs will persist until the moment they would have taken their turn. That's just kind of weird. So, how do I check? What am I pressing? What can I press? Oh no, that's action. Oh, here we go. So it's actually by pressing left. So... Hero Augur. What does that mean? I'm a little confused. Mace. Okay. How do I check the enemy's stats? That says I can select enemy stats. Oh, the selected enemy. Oh, I see. There we go. Like that maybe? Still saying Hero Augur. Oh, there we go. Sigma Purifier. Now, does it look like you can check the enemy's stats? Oh, yeah, here we go. Assassin Adept. So the enemy stats is on the right. Okay. Cool. Let's kill this bitch. Action wheel. In order to display more information on the skills, spells, and actions available to your warrior, you can open up the action wheel by pushing the pad up. A more in-depth description will be available for each action you select. These actions can be triggered directly from the wheel if you have a target in range. The actions are categorized into sections: actions, active skills, passive skills, spells, stances, and backpack. As they evolve, warriors will be able to train skills which can be used in different situations during combat. Skills are split into two categories: passive, which are always in effect, and active, which require a specific target and must be triggered at the cost of strategy or offense points. Based on the warrior's remaining OP and SP, only the usable skills will be available in the cycling menu. Okay. Oops. No. After a successful charge attack, the target's parry or dodge stance is broken. Active skills. Spells. Does she have any spells? Action is blocked in this tutorial, so you can't even use anything. Combat focus. What's this? That's combat focus. Increases the chance of hit of your next melee attack or attack skill by 20%. I don't think I even need that. Just attack. She only has a 67% chance to hit. Some warriors have perks, skills, or suffer from ill effects or injuries that trigger automatically at the beginning of their turn. These will always be resolved before the warrior takes its turn. It may affect it or how the survivor warrior will play. Giant rat creatures. Stupidity check. Fail. Oh my god. Impressive warriors. Each warband eventually gains access to an impressive warrior. These champions are extremely powerful, but also have some restrictions. They focus exclusively on battle and therefore cannot search. They will never retreat from a fight and cannot disengage or flee. Some of them cannot leap and can only climb or jump down from small heights due to their physiology. Large, impressive warriors often cannot enter buildings either. Not all impressive warriors are large. For instance, the Maiden of Sigmar is a regular size. Yeah. I know we should charge into that thing because it looks nasty. Spells. Some warriors can use magic, be it arcane or divine. Spells cost a varying amount of action points, and there's a chance of casting may fizzle and fail. The higher the cost of in OP, the higher the chance of failing to cast the spell. Jesus. Spell curses. When a spell is cast, there's a chance of reaction occurring, which can affect the caster and sometimes even friends and foes nearby. These reactions are mostly harmful, but can also be beneficial. The reactions are known as Zenith Curse for arcane spells and Divine Wrath for divine spells. Every time a spell is cast, the caster also suffers from the Mordheim's Curse debuff, which increases the chance of suffering a curse until the next turn. Everything you do in this game is, like, can cause you harm. Comet of Sigmar. Okay. And you get unearthly vision. Oh, failed to cast that. Unworthy. Oh my god. I don't know, if you're feeling unworthy, you're gonna die. That was a crit. Points of interest. Many points of interest can be found in ruins of Mordheim, represented by a pale swirl. Warriors can interact with them at no cost by pressing A when standing on the swirl to loot the items they hold. Interacting with a point of interest or wordstone will permit the warrior's movement. Enemies' cart can also be looted, so can your cart. Warriors that have fallen out of action will become points of interest as well. Fallen enemies can be looted for their equipment, but be mindful not to lose your own. I want to loot it first. Oh. Scavenge. Great flail. Wow. You can actually get a lot. What? Swap item? No. You can't carry that much. Jesus. Oh. Scavenge. Scavenge in front of the enemy. Wow. You can only carry one. Consumable items. Consumables are items with varying effects that can be used only once. They have no requirements to use and can complement a strategy in combat, opening the way for new unforeseen effects. Beneficial consumables can also be used on allies if you stand very close to them. Some consumables have an area effect and will affect everyone, friend or foe, who stands in or enters the zone. Oil bomb. Okay. Oil bomb sounds good. Camera's wonky though. Nice. Time to kill. Am I hurting myself if I come in here? Maybe. Oh no. Oh shit, I already entered the fucking combat zone. Fucking stupid. And she's burning too. Yeah, that's very smart. Let's fight in the wildfire.
A new round has started.
Action information panel. Actions that the active warrior can perform will often be modified by a wide range of skills, buffs, or debuffs affecting you or the selected target. To display more information about what is affecting the selected action, press X. Changing the active action will update the action information panel. But to display more information about what is affecting the selected action, X. Changing the active action will update the action information panel. Information is white. The information in white is based on your own modifiers, and those in red are modifiers originating from the selected target. The panel can be displayed or hidden at will during your turn. Oh, okay. So he has shield, weapon skill, and agility. But I have bypass armor. Jesus. Not even hit him. I mean, it's like you don't hit him hard enough. Carry stance. Combat log. Every action performed or suffered by warriors is kept in a combat log, accessible by pushing the view pad right. Pushing this key second time will expand the window further, while pushing it third will close it. Wow. Yay, tutorial complete. Okay, last one. Oh, I guess I should really look into these two, but these should be pretty easy to figure out, I think. Maybe. Let's just finish the combat tutorial.
The most numerous of Mordheim's denizens, the depraved members of the cult of the possessed, are now under your command. Mutants, crazed humans, dark magisters, and unnameable creatures are unleashed against an unwary group of mercenaries who seek to scavenge in your city. Learn some new tricks, and show those pathetic humans how the Shadow Lord treats intruders in the city of Mordheim. A new round has started.
Victory conditions. To achieve victory during a mission, you must force the enemy warband to rout, retreat from the battlefield, before they make you rout. Before leaving the battlefield after a victory, your warriors will be able to scavenge roughly a third of the remaining warstone and search points. Keep in mind that warbands that retreat from battle keep the loot they manage to secure in their cart when their warriors are still stand, so all is not lost. Optional objectives can be completed for extra experience points. Completing these objectives will not end the battle, and the bonus gain is kept during a round, even during a round. Completing all optional objectives and making the enemy rout leads to a decisive victory, which provides extra spoils of war. Objective panel. The objective panel can be displayed during your turn by pressing the left stick button. Treasures on the battlefield are also tracked on this panel and displayed as follows: 0/0. First number represents the amount of wordstones you have gathered, and search points you have searched. They're not necessarily empty. The second number represents the total amount of points in the map. Left stick? I don't see it. Here's your left stick. I guess because there's no secondary objectives. What else? All alone tests. When a warrior ends up engaged with 2 or more enemies by itself, it will need to perform an all-alone test based on leadership. This test will determine if the warrior stays and fights against the odds, or if it turns away and runs for its life. If the test fails, the warrior loses all of its offense points along with 1 strategy point. If there is room for the warrior to flee, it will turn and run, providing each engaged enemy a free melee attack if they have melee weapons equipped. If there is no room to flee, the warrior will stay put but still lose offense points. When an ally is in an all-alone situation, it can be broken by engaging the extra enemies. As long as the number of engaged warriors is equal, there will be no all-alone test required. Interesting. Aha, no, he's gonna run away. Coward. Wow. He's really running away. Neutral enemies. The city of Mordheim is filled with enemies such as demons that have no legions and will attack all warbands. Be wary of these foes, but remember, your enemies could be your ally, until they have none of your enemies left to kill. Ew. Plague Bearer. misses in a row. Make it 3. Oh, there we go. Morale gauge. Each warband has a morale gauge representing the warband morale pool displayed at the top of the gauge. Where's it at? The morale pool is based on the morale value of each individual warrior added together. Every time a warrior is put out of action, the morale impact value, not to be confused with the morale value, is removed from the morale gauge. If the gauge fails below the threshold amount displayed below the gauge, a leadership test will be taken before the next warrior from the warband plays. The test is taken by the leader, regardless of whose turn it is. The leader is out of action. One of the heroes must take the test. If no leader or heroes can take the test, it is automatically failed. Failing this test will cause the warband to rout and grant victory to the enemy. Oh wow. What a dick. Fear and terror. Some warriors, such as the mercenary ogre or the chaos spawn, will affect the enemies with fear or terror when engaging them. These conditions require tests of leadership to overcome, or the warrior will become afraid or terrorized. Afraid warriors will have their chance to hit in melee combat reduced, while terrorized warriors will have their maximum OP and SP reduced. These effects last until they are overcome, even if the source of it is far away, or even dead, as the warrior remains shaken from his experience. Wow. Dang. Idol and prayers. Every warband has an idol, religious symbol that grants a temporary buff to warriors that pray near it. This buff increases wordstone resistance and the chance to succeed all alone tests. The higher the rank of the warband, the more powerful the buff will be. Your test. Can I just pray? No, there's no pray option. Area of effect spells. Some spells, skills, and consumables affect only allies or only enemies, while others, such as acid breath or fireball, will affect everyone in the area of effect. It is important to be careful where and how these abilities are used to avoid unwanted friendly fire effects. An ally falling out of action will lower the morale pool, whether it has been put out by the enemy or your own actions. Acid breath. Oh. No. That's the enemy though. Jump down. Fine, we'll just do acid breath over there. Can't even see. The camera is fucked. I can't see what I'm aiming at. Oh, well. Weapon of destruction, is it like a buff? Looks like it. I want to pray. Can you pray over here? No? Failed the fear test. Idol and morale. The idol of each warband is a holy symbol that helps them face the horrors of the city of the damned. Although it does not add to the morale pool, having your idol stolen will lower the warband's morale pool. This could become a valid tactic to force the enemy warband to rout. Should the idol be retrieved and placed back onto the cart, the morale loss will be restored. One of the optional objectives involves stealing the enemy's idol. You make it to the enemy cart. You can also steal any item they may be storing by interacting with your chest. Oh, here we go. Well, how do I do this? It's not even giving me the option. Is that my cart? Hold on. Yeah, that's the enemy cart. So how come I can't loot it? Oh, here we go. I think I saw the option. Steal enemy's idol. Nice. Village enemy card. See what they have. Wow, they got a lot of shit. How come I can't? I don't know. War Perfecto. It was trapped. Like put a trap on there. Oh shit. What? What? Can only oh, I already got a lot. I see, but I can only carry 4 things. Fine. Warriors retreat. At the beginning of each combat round, warriors that are out of action will leave the battleground. They will retreat with their weapons in hand, but they will drop their backpack containing all the consumables, golds, and ward stones and other loot they have gathered. Should you wish to steal the weapons of a defeated warrior, it is possible to do so, but it must be done before it regains consciousness and leaves the battlefield. Simply put, you have until the end of the current battle round to steal the fallen warrior's weapon. Be careful, as enemies could steal yours as well. Okay, where's the corpse? I haven't seen the corpse. Where's it at? Should probably help these guys over here fight that fucking ogre. Oh! Oh my god, such fail. So shameful. Ooh, oil bomb. No, that's gonna hit everybody.
A new round has started.
Leave combat options. Once the battle has started, there are 2 ways to leave. Voluntary rout. The option becomes available when your warband's morale drops below the rout threshold. At this stage, you can retreat, suffering a defeat, but with no additional penalties. Abandoned mission. This option is always available. However, leaving the battlefield is considered an act of cowardice and is frowned upon. Using abandoned mission will let you retreat from battle, but all of your warriors will be considered out of action and suffer the associated consequences. Think twice before choosing this option. Disconnecting during a mission will be considered an abandoned mission. is half the battle achievement. Okay, let's just check out one of these. See how long. Yeah, okay, so these are just like, okay, simple tutorials. Hire warriors. In this screen, you may hire warriors to bolster your warband. There are 4 types of warriors: leader, hero, impressive, and henchman. Your warband must have 1 leader and 3 other warriors to take part in the mission. You cannot have more than 10 active warriors at the same time. If you hire an impressive warrior, it will take the place of 2 heroes and reduce the maximum number of active warriors to 9. Be mindful when hiring warriors, since henchmen can be hired into hero slots, but the opposite is not true. Okay. Pay upkeep. You have to pay these motherfuckers? After each battle, you must pay upkeep for each warrior that took part in the mission. Unpaid warriors will refuse to join the mission until they are paid. Oh, that makes sense. You can also wait to pay their upkeep if you are low on funds, but their fee will accrue interest every day. Oh my god. Like, they have unions actually in this game. After 7 days of being unpaid, the warrior will take their equipment and leave the warband forever. While warriors remain unpaid, they cannot be customized, their equipment cannot be modified, and they cannot learn skills or spells. Paid treatment. When a warrior falls out of action and gains a permanent injury, it will also require a treatment cost. The cost must be paid in the warband management section in order to start the recovery process. An injured warrior has an increasing chance to die every day that treatment is left unpaid. If a warrior dies this way, the equipment will be returned to your inventory. While warriors are recovering, they cannot be customized, their equipment cannot be modified, and they cannot learn skills or spells. Fire warriors. If you feel a warrior no longer has a place in your warband, they can be fired from this screen. A fired warrior will be unequipped of their items before leaving. Take note that you cannot fire an unpaid warrior or one that requires medical treatment. You can only fire warriors that are ready for battle. You can't fire them while they're sick because they want money. Warband reserve. Each warband has a reserve for warriors ready to fight but are not in the active warband. These warriors can be helpful when some of your warriors are out of action for several days due to injury or training of new skills. As long as they do not take part in the mission, these warriors will not require any upkeep. As your warband increases in rank, more reserves and warband slots will become available. Unavailable warriors. Warriors become unavailable due to the following: unpaid upkeep, recovering from an injury, or waiting treatment costs to be paid, training a new skill or spell. Unavailable warriors cannot take part in mission. You can check a warrior's availability status by selecting the warrior in the warband management section. Ew. Hired swords. Other than the default rank of 0 warriors available to you for hire, you will eventually unlock higher ranked and new types of warriors to join your warband. These are called hired swords. While the default rank 0 warriors are always available for hire, the availability of higher ranked warriors will vary twice per week as the mercenaries come and go. Free hired warriors. Several rewards will provide you with the opportunity to enlist a hired sword at no cost. Unlike other hired swords, these will never be removed from the list of available warriors until you hire them. Okay. Warrior management. 8 pages. Oh god. Descriptions and injuries. This section displays all attributes of the selected warrior along with the description, which items it can equip, a list of perks if any, and the maximum amount you can have in your warband per type. These details can help you decide when hiring a warrior, since they will impact its gameplay options. The Injuries tab displays the injuries suffered by the warrior during its career adventuring in Mordheim. Okay, equipment, self-explanatory. Change selecting a slot to the left of the warrior. A list of items in inventory that you can use in that slot will be displayed on the right side of the screen. You can also browse the store tab to buy items directly from the shops. The slots on the right side of the warrior are for consumable items, and you can be equipped in the same way. Items of fine blue or masterwork purple quality can be enchanted by selecting the enchanting tab once you have found some recipes. Look at that. Dual wield, two-handed. The different melee weapon types have various effects when equipped on your warriors. Handed weapon only. Using a single one-handed weapon will increase initiative by 10 and dodge chance by 10% due to an empty hand used for balance. Handed weapon and a shield. Using a shield allows you to use the parry stance. Two-handed weapons. These weapons have higher damage, but every subsequent attack after the first will apply a tiring debuff on your warrior, increasing the OP cost of melee attacks by 1, and also reducing melee damage dealt by 20%. This effect is stackable and lasts until the warrior's next turn. Okay. Dual wield. Dual wielding adds the damage of both weapons together. Like two-handed weapons, every subsequent attack will increase the OP cost by 1. However, dual wielding also reduces damage dealt by 25%. This damage reduction is applied after all other modifiers. You would think that just doing dual wielding, there's no, you don't have any kind of negative effects, just maybe just less armor or whatever. Skills. This screen shows you to browse and strain skills for warriors. Skills already learned on displayed in the slot in the center of the screen. Slots on the left side of the characters are active skills, while slots on the right are passive skills. A warrior can have up to 5 of each. Training skills require skill points, gold, and several days of training time, during which the warrior will be unavailable for missions. The warrior must also meet the attribute requirement for each skill. Available skills are displayed on the right side of the screen and are organized based on 9 primary attributes. Once a skill has been trained, you can invest in mastery training for the same skill to enhance its effects. Okay. Similar to skills, the spells tab displays the available spells the caster can learn. There are no passive spells, only active ones must be triggered. This tab is only accessible for warriors who can use magic, be it divine or arcane. Spells require spell points, gold, and training time to learn. Spells also have a more powerful mastery version. Of course, you can customize name and bio. This is nice. Customization screen allows you to rename a warrior as you desire, name and surname in the same box. You can also write a biography for the warrior, but this will only be visible to you in the game. Ooh, body part customization. Each body part of warrior can be customized independently. Only a few restrictions apply. If you wear armor, the torso will be locked into an armor type, cloth, light, or heavy, to reflect your equipment for other players. Okay. If you wear a helmet, no hats will be available to you and will be locked with the helmet visual. Change in customization will never affect the attributes of a warrior. For example, an arm customized with heavy armor visuals will offer no extra protection. Okay. Alright. Colors. Each body part of a warrior can be colored independently using a range of colors of each warband. Oh god. Tutorials never end. 7 pages for this. Oh god. Okay, base stats of the warriors are offensive strategy points, armor absorption, damage taken from physical range and melee attacks. This does not impact spell damage. Damage calculated based on the weapons equipped in active slots as well as enhancement, critical hit chance. Wounds, the amount of damage warriors can take before falling out of action. And then you have attributes. Warriors have 9 primary attributes split into 3 categories: physical, mental, and martial. Attributes can be selected in the warrior's manager screen to view more deep information on their effects. As your warriors progress, they will gain either a physical, mental, or martial advancement, and you can decide which attribute should be increased. Keep in mind that attributes also determine which skills the warrior can train. Movement and initiative determines how many meters can be moved per strategy spent, can also be modified through skills and enhancements. Initiative determines the order in which warriors will take actions during a combat round. I'm still following Ion. I need to stop that. So I don't think I'm going to play that game ever again. It is modified based on the alertness attribute, armor, and active weapons equipped along with the enhancement and skills of the warrior. Okay. Morale stats. 2 stats that impact morale and combat morale. This value is based entirely on the leadership attribute and is combined with all warriors to form the warband's morale pool. Morale impact. This value is based on the warrior's type, leader, henchman, etc. and increases by 1 per warrior rank. When the warrior falls out of action in combat, their morale value is deducted from the warband's morale pool. If many of your warriors have low morale values compared to their morale impact values, you may find your warband routing very quickly. Think about that statement. Low morale values compared to their morale impact value. I see. Because if the impact is higher, then you're going to go down, it's going to go down fast. Okay, resistance part 1. Prevent an enemy action from succeeding against your warrior. This resistance are melee, range, and critical hit. For example, when an enemy performs a melee attack against you, your melee resistance will be subtracted from the hit chance. If the enemy has a 95% chance of hitting you, and you have a 30% melee resistance, there will be a 65% chance of the blow landing. Makes sense. Following resistance have a chance to completely nullify an effect. Dodge and parry can avoid a melee attack. Poison can nullify poison effect. Magic, stun, word stone can nullify effects triggered when gathering word stone. Trap, all alone, fear, and terror. These resistances are always in effect, with the exception of dodge and parry, which require the use of the stance. Yes. Warrior rating. The warrior's rating is based on several factors: warrior type, leader, hero, henchman, impressive. Attributes worth 1 rating per primary attribute point. Oh, okay, the rating. Armor's equipped as well as the enhancement. Spell skills worth 2 each and 4 for mastered version. Okay. Warrior's rating value is only added to the warband's rating when the warrior is an active slot. While the rest in reserve are unavailable slots, the rating is not yet added to the warband. So why would that be important though? The warband's rating. Need for multiplayer. Eh, 6 pages. Okay, at least the pages are going down a little bit. 3 factions. There will be 3 options when you decide to sell your gathered word stones. The primary faction is your main sponsor in Mordheim. In return, they demand regular shipment requests and will send you on unique missions. 2 secondary factions are also interested in buying your word stones and will provide rewards the more you deal with them. Selling word stones to a faction will provide you with 2 rewards: reputation with the faction, which will increase its affinity towards you, payment in gold crowns, which will be received several days after the shipment has been sent. Multiple shipments sent on the same day to the same faction will be compiled together in a daily report. Wordstone requests. Oops. Oh, no. Your primary faction sponsors your expedition in Mordheim and allows you to keep everything you find. In exchange, they will request constant wordstone shipments. The wordstone you sent to cover this debt are paid at only 50% of their worth, and the other 50% are being held to cover extra fees. These requests must be fulfilled within a specific time frame, and they do not provide a reputation reward. Failing to deliver a request on time will cancel the current request and replace it with a larger shipment. You can gain reputation with your primary by selling extra wordstones beyond the requested shipment. Shipment failed. Shipment requests from your faction are of particular importance. Failing to fulfill a request in time will result in severe warnings that can take many forms. Failing 4 times will cause your faction to retract their sponsorship. In other words, your campaign is over. You will not be able to progress your current warband any further. It will stay in its current state forever. However, you may still use the warband in exhibition matches. Oh, wow. Really? When you acquire enough reputation with a faction, your faction rank will rise and provide immediate rewards. Ranks and their associated rewards can be seen on the right side of the screen. When a faction rank is gained, it impacts all the factions in the following way. Faction gaining the rank will reduce the gold paid. Faction gaining the rank will reduce the gold paid for wordstones by 10%, down to a minimum of 80% of their worth due to high stock. However, the reputation required to reach the next rank is reduced by 10% as a token of gratitude. Other factions will increase the gold paid for wordstone by 20% of their worth due to high demand. However, the reputation required to reach the next rank is also increased by 5% due to the dealings with a rival faction. Okay. It's interesting. Skirmish mode. Join the game. I'm not going to be doing a lot of this. I'm just going to be doing single player. Skirmish screens let you create or join custom matches against other players or AI control opponents. Okay. This screen allows you to browse and join games that are waiting other players to start. The list shows your game type, the map that has been chosen, and the warband rank and rating of the game host. Keep in mind this information can be changed even after the lobby is started, so make sure to talk to your opponent before starting. In order to host a game, press the Create Game button. This game can either be public, friends only, private, or offline. The name of the game type must also be specified here before initializing the game lobby. These options can be changed once the game is created. There are 2 types of games in skirmish mode. Exhibition. These games yield neither reward nor consequences. Warriors cannot gain permanent injuries when falling out of action, but any wordstone or items gathered will not be kept either. Contest. Just like regular missions, all rules apply here. Warriors who fall out of action during the fight may suffer from permanent injuries. Items gathered and lost will be permanent, and you will receive rewards for completing objectives. Skirmish lobby. Opponent play either against a CPU or another player. Backtracking adjusts the amount of movement that can be backtracked. Turn timer adjusts the amount of time players have to perform all actions for a single warrior. Map selection and time of day. Gameplay adds extra layer of gameplay based on selected map. Deployment. Decide when or how each warband will begin the match. Winning condition. Add extra objectives required to win the match. So people can really fuck you up. I mean, the host can fuck you up. When you join a game, make sure to push the ready button so the host can start the game. Keep in mind, you can always talk with the host about changing the game options before readying yourself. Don't get fucked. Make sure to talk to these assholes who want to fuck you up anyway. Community. A great way to find games and tournaments is to join one of the player communities, for example, the Gentlemen of Mordheim on Steam. This will greatly increase the ease of finding a multiplayer game that suits the options you're looking for. 5 pages. The shop offers equipment for your warriors at a price. Inventory is limited, however, and the main source of new equipment remains to scavenge the ruins of Mordheim and loot enemies defeated in battles. Getting hungry too. The list on the right side of the screen displays the items available for sale along with the buying price and number available. Selecting an item will display more information at the bottom center of the screen. Buying an item will place it in your warband inventory. Your warband inventory is also viewable from the shop, unless you browse all items not currently equipped on your warriors. These items can be sold for half of their worth. Selling items you cannot use can be a good source of income. Market event. Special event will often occur at the market. These events can have serious effects on the market, from sales to robberies. The current event and its effect is visible at the top left of the screen. Below this, the number of days remaining before the next event occurs is displayed. Some market events will influence the market rotation in positive and negative ways. Each mark tag will bring a new market rotation. Items may be added or removed from the shop inventory during the rotation. If you really want an item, it could be wise to buy it before the next mark tag, as it may no longer be available soon. Finally, you can find a list of items that have arrived with the latest event. This list cannot be interacted with. Oh, okay. If somebody else purchased it, I guess. Oh, 3 pages, cool. The Veteran System. The Veteran System is a way to track your journey and achievements in the City of the Damned. These achievements are measured across all warbands you have played on your account. The progression and veteran ranks will never be reset or lost. On the right side of the screen is a list of tasks that can be completed to gain experience or increase your veteran rank. Each time a task is completed, a message will appear at the top of the screen, no matter where you are in the game, to let you know. Upon gaining a veteran rank, you will also receive certain bonuses and perks. These are detailed on the left side of the screen. Every time you gain a rank between 0 and 10, you will also gain a veteran skill point. These points can be spent in the veteran skills tab on the right to gain extra benefits for your warband. Plan carefully, as these skills cannot be refunded once selected. Really? Veteran skills points are saved per warband. If you start a new warband, all your points can be used to purchase a different set of skills. Okay, at least you're not stuck with it forever. You can create a new warband. 6 pages again. I thought this last one's going to be like 2 pages. The tokens on this map of Mordheim represents possible mission locations. Highlighting a mission token will also display a rough estimate of the amount of wordstone and search points available in the area, as well as the relative strength of any opposition you may encounter. The token type represents the different optional objectives of the mission. I've been playing this for like, what, 2 hours, and it's been like tutorial. If you're not satisfied with the available missions, you can always hire scouts to seek out new potential mission locations. You may also hire a limited amount of scouts each day at increasing costs. Only one mission can be undertaken per day. Once you have completed a mission, win or lose, you must select the next day option from the main hideout menu in order to prepare for a new mission. Be sure to take care of all your business, paying, upkeep, and treatment, selling word stones, etc. before advancing to the next day. Every day you will receive a summary of events called Daily Report. It will keep you up to date on all news concerning your warband and factions, such as reminders for shipments due, upkeep and payments, treatment to pay, etc. The funny thing is, once, there used to be a time when games come with instruction manuals, and some of those instruction manuals are like super thick. I used to read through it before I would read through the manuals before I would even attempt to play a game. So like if I when I got a new game, I would look at the manual. For example, on the PlayStation 2, I stopped doing that though. Like halfway into the life of the PlayStation 3, and then they started to make the manuals like non-existent anymore. Or maybe the beginning, maybe like a year into the PlayStation 3, I stopped reading manuals, even though they were still making manuals then, because I was just like, oh, tired of reading it. And reading it wasn't too bad. I guess it was like more of a habit at that point. But I was beginning to get tired of reading it, because when you start playing the games, I mean, like they also have tutorials in the games. Like a lot of games on the console, they're like the first half-hour gameplay is all tutorial, and then you have to still read it. So you're like, in essence, you're reading the tutorials twice. So at that point, I was like, okay, you know what? They're beginning to implement tutorials in games. Even like the simplest games, like a platform game, it's like they still put tutorials in. Like Sonic games, I'm just like, like, why? Why do you have to explain to me how Sonic moves and all that shit? I mean, I can understand by just playing the game. I mean, even simple games have tutorials inside the game, which was annoying. Yeah, me too. I like instruction manuals in my games, and I like them separate. Where you have to read the manual, and you don't have to be bothered with any instruction manuals or tutorials in the game. Why do they have to put that in the game? I just want to play the game when I boot it up. I mean, I'll just learn about the game from the manual. I mean, that's what the manuals are for. And then, but once they started doing it both ways, I was just like, ugh. I guess I'll just read it while I'm playing the game. I think they should definitely start removing. I know it's not going to happen, especially going into the digital age. I mean, I do like buying games digitally, but putting tutorials inside the game, I think, is just kind of lame. I think because even on Steam, digital games, some games comes with manuals. If you right click on it, or if you go to your game list, some games actually you can click on the manual. And I know that that's the same thing with a lot of, with the virtual consoles on the Wii. It comes with like digital manuals. I mean, let us just read the digital manuals. That way, when I start playing the game, I don't have to do the manuals inside the game. I mean, it's just. I just don't like them combining both. I think when you boot up a game, it should just be, it should just be ready for you to play it. I mean, with this game, it's optional apparently, but you can just start playing. But it would be stupid not to read the tutorials, because you're gonna miss a lot of things. But they don't have to put manuals in the game, or they don't have to implement tutorials in the beginning of the game. So I guess it's okay to do it like this, because then you can set aside a time to just read everything, and then once you're ready, then you can play the game. But don't make it mandatory for people to boot up a game and then play like the first half hour, an hour of a game doing tutorial things. It's fucking annoying. It's like, oh, you have to teach me everything, you know? I mean, it's like, okay, I know this is important, but does it have to like ruin my first hour of this game that I already started on? You know, make it separate. As long as they make it separate, I'll be okay with it, like this one. Because it's separate from the main game. But once it's implemented in the main game, because you know the problem with that is the next time you're gonna play the game, then you have to go through the whole fucking shit, and then you know, you're just gonna click on everything, you know, you're just gonna get past everything fast, but then it ruins the presentation of that first hour of the game, first half hour, whatever. It's annoying. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Upcoming events. On the campaign menu, there's a list of events for the upcoming days. It also serves as a long-term reminder of important dates. Oh, the final page. After I'm done here, I'm sure that like 6 more tutorials are gonna pop up there. Unique missions. As you spend more time adventuring in Mordheim, your faction leader will sometimes have a special request for you. These unique missions will appear on the campaign map as a special token. There are no time restrictions for completing these missions, and only one will be requested at a time. Yay! All done. No fucking achievement? I completed every single one of these motherfuckers. I mean, I didn't even get an achievement. I'm not an achievement whore, but I feel like I deserve some kind of reward for actually reading the whole thing. Maybe extra skin or something. I don't know. Even if there's like a voice that says, "Congratulations, reading all the tutorials, you are definitely worthy." Something like that. Took me an hour and a half or something to get everything done here, and I didn't get shit. Bullshit. Even if like something happens with the skull, like the eyes, like there's like green light coming out of the skull just for like 2 seconds, I'd be happy. But anyway, I'm like super hungry now. I've been reading like non-stop for the last half hour at least. No, hour and a half, because even those combat tutorials, actually, the guy didn't read the whole thing, you know, only like the beginning, and then I have to read the rest. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat, and then I'll be back, and just gonna start this game proper, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching, Leon. I'll talk to you later.